Welcome, everybody. John Zager. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see. Beautiful day, beautiful morning here in Colorado on the eastern slope. Temperature 67. Pretty cold last night. I think it was down to 40. Supposed to get up to 80 or 81 today, I think. Partly cloudy. Doesn't say rain anywhere for a couple weeks. I don't know where they get that from, but no rain. Had a pretty good morning. Kind of slept in a little bit and just thought about processing and meditating. So that all turned out real good. On my way out to look at the house, see how the progress is going with the builders, do a little podcast. Actually, this is a good podcast. This is a great podcast. I'm so excited to do this one. So I just left the gym, right? And I run into all kinds of people down there. There's a lot of professional people, scientists, professors, and that kind of thing. And I was just talking to a recent retired professor here at the university in engineering from Pakistan. All right. Nice guy. Educated, well-rounded. What's the word I'm looking for? Mindfulness. Looks past the ordinary. You ever notice that intelligent people practice mindfulness? I should do the podcast on that. Mindfulness is looking past the mundane stuff that you're looking at, dealing with, doing, saying, noticing, all the crapola that's in our world right in front of us, and noticing what really matters. Here's an example. This may come across as stupid to you guys, but this is a good example of mindfulness. So out of the shower, drying off, head's wet, and I start sneezing, right? And this guy says, of course he says, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. And then he stops. Good, thanks, stop, please. And he said, he was putting on Lubriderm lotion? I don't know, some kind of lotion. And he says, oh, I'm sorry, are you sensitive to this lotion smell? I will put it away. That's mindfulness, you guys. That's mindfulness. That's looking past the regular crapola we deal with every day. Paying attention to the important things. Right? Okay. So anyway, that's mindfulness. I'm going to have to do another podcast on mindfulness, but at any rate, so today's podcast is on picking and choosing. Huge. I don't know if I can recall every single thing I'd like to talk about in this podcast. We might go on for a couple hours, but we won't. So here's one thing that stands out in my head prominently, in my mind prominently. In the town that I live in, there's a university, and there's professional people, right? And I run across them all the time. And they're from India, right? And Pakistan. and that whole area. Think. What do they do over there? What's the culture teach? What does the culture teach? Let me just stop right there. Education. India, Pakistan. The kids over there go to school year-round. They don't really get to play until they do their schooling, do their homework, do their studies, get quizzed by mom and dad, blah, 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 blah. And then if there's any time left, then they get to go play. It is so important in that culture, those cultures, to get education. And of course, what's the main thing in India in particular is IT, right? Computers. Everybody over there is a genius in IT. Now, take that one step further. So, where are all the American companies going with their IT questions and issues and areas that they need additional workers from? They're going to India. They're farming out tons and tons of work over in India on IT. When they're hiring all the big, huge tech companies and computer companies, when you're looking for someone to tell you how to do it, remember, it wasn't Bill Gates? Who was the guy that started Apple? That guy, he's dead. His deal on hiring people was, I want to hire the best people to tell me how to run my company. Jobs, Steve Jobs, that's his name, Steve Jobs. And that was his principle. And what did he do? He went out and got people that are from a culture that lives, dies, and sleeps IT, computers. And he brought them on board, and they made decisions for him. I thought that was brilliant of Steve Jobs. Just brilliant. Most CEOs will hire employees to do what I'm going to tell you to do. What a pile of crap that is. Talk about unmotivating people. What a pile of crap. Why not get somebody who has the expertise that you don't? Ever think of that? Oh, boy. I'm still drinking coffee, you guys. It's from the original pot this morning. It's half and half. Half and half. And I have it in my thermos mug. And, boy, it's just not really hot and just perfect temperature. The house, I swear, looks like I'm sitting a quarter mile away, and the house looks like, I don't know, a temple. It's amazing, this house. I don't know how. It's just an amazing house, you guys. Call me up, email me, text me, and I'll send you pictures. It's phenomenal. But anyway, back to the podcast. The podcast is about people like Steve Jobs and choices. Pick and choose. He got to pick and choose. He's the CEO. Was the CEO, right? He didn't go with the norm. Let's hire some people so I can tell them what to do so we can get things done. He hired some people so they could tell him what to do so you could get stuff done. Pick and choose. People pick and choose all day long. Talking to this professor at the club this morning, right? Recently retired. And I said, it's the best time. It's fabulous because you get to do what you want to do. I said, you get to pick and choose what you do. You know, I go do some workshops. I do some speaking engagements. Do a little consulting, little coaching here and there. You know, but I pick and choose. It's me that's picking and choosing what I do and what my life is like. And how happy and joyful I am. And how much abundance I have. And he said, I thought this was kind of interesting coming from him, but he said, you know, I thought I would get to pick and choose, but everybody wants something from me, and I don't get to pick and choose because there's so many demands on me. Well, that's his mistake. You know, we can't be letting people have that kind of demands on us. I mean, I think that's admirable. Hooray, hooray. But, you know, you got a life to live. Here, let me parallel it with another example. And I'm going to give you a bunch of examples, and we may spin off a little bit here and there. So I do neuroscience, right? That's my specialty. I do neuroscience, and neuroscience is about the brain and you know, the nervous system and how they all connect and why we pick and choose what we pick and choose. Why some people have a disease, and of course how they acquired the disease is because they picked the damn disease. The disease didn't come and pick them. You know, genetics didn't put a bullseye on their head and say you're going to be diabetic. That's a pile of crap too. You know, you picked that disease based on your behavior, how you were thinking, the choices you made in your environment, the choices you made with the people you hang out, the choices you make with the things that you do and how you do them, and the moods that you have, and the emotions. I could go on and on. I'm not going to do it. You pick and choose if you're going to be sick and have a disease. And other people pick and choose if they're going to have an abundant, joyful life. We've all run into the people that just are, it's overused, but that are just happy people. They're just pleasant people. They're just satisfied people. They're just willing to give people. They're willing to share. They don't play games. They don't manipulate. They don't have an agenda. They're not trying to hurt anybody. They're not trying to cause misfortune to people. They're picking the right things to do with their environment. They're picking the right foods to eat. They're conscientious of stuff like that. They have mindfulness. The world today is full of narcissistic people. It's a narcissistic world, right? The world has taken a dive over the past 10 years, and it's headed straight down, and it's pretty close to crashing. It's actually already crashed, but it's got a bigger crash ahead of it. The world, the government, the leaders, the prominent business people, picking and choosing. Are they picking and choosing the right things? No. Look at the amount of people unemployed. Look at the amount of people homeless. I just saw a picture this morning I was on the internet somewhere, and it showed a main street in Paris. I mean, you could tell it was Paris, but it said in the caption, Paris. And along one whole side of the street, for as far as you could see, which I guess would be, I don't know, maybe a mile, tent after tent after tent after tent after tent after tent. And some of them had stoves coming up out of their tents. And they used the back of their tent, the sidewalks, to go to the bathroom on every day. And the trash just got thrown out onto the street. Picking and choosing. Now, did the government pick and choose the right decisions for that to occur? What about the people that are in the tents? What kind of choices did they make? What kind of picking and choosing did they make to get there? The people from, and I'm not generalizing, I'm just saying it's a cultural thing, from India and from Pakistan. I'm just referencing to two countries that I have some minute understanding of. And, their picking and choosing is to do the work to get the employment and the money and the compensation that they would like. Picking and choosing. I read Dr. Joe's, I guess I'm in it, I'm not sure. Dr. Joe Dispenza's students on the internet where they can, I don't know, write all kinds of comments about how they're doing or what they need or what they want or who knows what they'll. What was somebody saying this morning? They're trying to find out, and this is a daily question that comes up. In this, I don't know, this, what do they call that? His students and where they can ask questions and get answers from other students, right? They all want to know what meditation. Oh, I know what it was. And this one blows me away, because if you know me, you know I hate this, fibromyalgia. It came up like 15 years ago, and it's a neurosis. It's a neurotic tendency for people to get secondary gains. It has nothing, the doctors have gone ahead and said it's nerve fibers at the end, of different arms. And it causes some kind of pain or whatever. And of course, they said that. The medical association made it a medical disease of sorts so that they could put pharmaceutical drugs out available for people to use them. And, the drug would take away the pain. Well, good Lord. Talk about economics. Talk about politics, pharmaceutical companies running the world. Back in the day when it first came up, all the medical doctors didn't want to deal with all these crazy women who had fibromyalgia. They all sent them to me. God, I remember there used to be time and time and time again every day, another referral from a medical doctor saying, I don't want to deal with her. Here, you deal with her. You tell her it's not real. And of course, then it evolved into, hey, I could get a vacation paid for with enough of these patients. And they're absolutely no work at all. Just tell them they need this medicine and come back in 2 weeks. Picking and choosing. Your personality determines a lot about how you pick and choose, right? Your personality is formed the first 6 years of your life, right? Your personality determines if you're going to be sick, have a disease, have diabetes, have a heart attack. I don't know. What else is there? Oh, cancers, all the different cancers. You know, your personality determines if you're going to have cancer or not. Because then you pick and choose stupid-ass things to do with your life. You have no mindfulness. You're not willing to look at the things that count. But you're too sidetracked with doing harmful things to other people, having terrible thoughts about other people, disrespecting other people. Our personalities are, and again, our personalities are nothing more than all the stupid adults in our life when we were little kids that gave us all these belief systems and formed our personalities those first 6 or 7 years. You know, like the Jesuits say, you know, give me your child for 7 years and I'll show you the man. You can formulate how a person is going to pick and choose the rest of their life based on the personality that you develop for that little peep. I tell you what, it's crazy, you guys. Picking and choosing. I could build a house anywhere I want to build a house. I love this division, subdivision. Now, all these homes are on, I don't know, 2 acres, 1, 2, 3 acres. They're all fabulous houses. They're all custom-built homes. These people have mindfulness. Just look at the way they're building their homes. They're conscientious about what they're doing and how they're doing it. They're picking and choosing things that are going to keep their health and happiness. You know, anybody can go live in the ghetto. Give me a break. I don't want to work anymore. The government stinks. I quit. This is a nice house here. I've always liked this house right here. That's a beautiful home. Just around the corner from where we're building. I'm not going to pay to live in a house, pay the government, mortgage payments and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to let the government pay me. I'm going to live off the government. This is that Barack Obama bullshit. There must be more benefits for me. I need more benefits. Picking and choosing. Picking and choosing. What do you pick and choose in your life? I ran across somebody yesterday I bumped into. I don't recall the exact situation, but the guy was making a stupid decision. I mean, actually, for the worst, not for the better. And I said to him, I said, are you sure you want to do that? You sure that's the best decision you can come up with? Picking and choosing. The people who, I do neuroscience. I talk about self-healing and all that kind of stuff and how to do it and whatnot. And so this is important to me, picking and choosing. The people that I run into who want to be sick. I want to be sick. I want to take, I don't know, what are some names of some drugs that people take when they're sick? Prednisone, right? Well, when I take my prednisone, I feel better. What? What do you want to do that for? Why don't you get rid of your disease? Well, I can't, Rich dad, poor dad, same theory, same philosophy. Rich dad will teach the kid how to find a way. Poor dad always tells the kid there is no way, right? Same thing with disease. People that are sick believe there is no cure. Right? People that are well believe there's always a solution. Boy, just think about what I just said, you guys. It's one of the universal laws of the universe. You either believe there is a solution and live your life accordingly, or you believe there is no solution. And you wheel yourself up and down the long-term care facility and watch Dancing with the Stars in the TV room, as opposed to getting well and walking back into your life. You either see that life offers solutions, or you see that life doesn't offer a solution. There is no way. It's not possible, right? And then you're angry and disgruntled and upset with the world and people and all kinds of stuff. It just gets worse. So you have a choice, picking and choosing. You're picking and choosing your health every moment, every decision you make. You're picking your life, whether you're in abundance or in lack. Every moment of your life. So anyway, there's the podcast. It's a good one. Go back and listen to it again. God bless everybody. Take care of one another, and I'll look forward to talking to you all again real soon. See you. Bye.